'Tis the season to build some Christmas trees. So, built a Christmas tree as an example. You know, good old Christmas tree. Oh, this is terrible. 'Tis the season to build Christmas trees in Minecraft. So, you want to build a Christmas tree in Minecraft? Probably do, or you wouldn't have clicked on this video. But, here's a nice old example one, you know. Yeah, now I gotta show you how to make one. So, first step, you know, grab some spruce. You could use really any wood, unless it's like jungle or birch. You know, you could use oak, you could use dark oak, doesn't really matter. Go up a few blocks, you're probably about this tall. I want to make it a bit taller than that one. Yeah, so you go up about that tall, and then you come out with these other branch off thingies. You come out probably, yeah, this is a bit longer than that other one. So I'll go out a bit farther. I want this one to be a lot bigger than that example one. And then you make some sort of circle. I'm not going to show you how to make a circle. Just make a circle. And yeah. That's like the main. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a complete circle like this. This is actually probably better if I do something like this. There we go. Yeah. But I'm just doing this on most of them. I'll have it on an even number. And yeah, once you completed, you know, one or two circles, you know, gone around a bit, then you go up to the next level. Actually, this side is a bit lopsided. Yeah, gotta see if it works out, because sometimes your circle will not be a circle. Yeah, that's probably good. And then you go up 2 or 3 more blocks, come out a lot more, or a little bit less probably. Maybe 4 or 3 blocks, you know. It depends on how big you want your tree to be. This one's pretty big, but most of them will probably not be. So yeah, come out about this far, and then keep adding on the leaves. The leaves are very important for the shape. If you don't have a good leaf shape, then the whole thing will look very either lopsided or like, I guess like this one. This one was not the best. It has some sort of slopey incline, but not enough. I didn't make it wide enough. It's really small. So you come out on like about 3 to 4, maybe 5 circles, depending on how big your actual tree is. And yeah, that's probably right. And then I'm going to go up, get a bit skinnier between the levels. These two are 2. This is going to be 1 block in between the 2 levels. And then, yeah, come out a little bit smaller of a circle, and, you know, finish off at the top. And make these each of these uneven, because if they're all even, or if they're even heights, these this leaf right here, this one, and this one on all sides of that log, they have to be different heights, or else it won't look good. Then you got, you know, the basic shape down, and the next thing to do is add in some leaves around this middle area, just because it blocks off the logs, you know. Makes it look more like it's got just covered in leaves. And up here, you can block it off, just not as much. And I like to do something a bit like this, more loose around the edge. So you can kind of see it, you know, because that's what happens with real trees, you know. They have, near the top, it's a lot different. It's a lot thinner. You come out and add in a bunch more of this stuff, and you kind of want to make each of these layers sloping downward. So this layer of this entire layer is like down, is farther out than these, right? That also contributes to the tree's shape. And then you come out about here. That's probably good. And then come out up here. Do the same thing. and just make it a lot skinnier. And I've done that for the rest of the tree here. So now the bottom. Kind of just do this. It doesn't have to be very big. It's like it should be very small. Yeah, that's probably good. And yeah, then that's the bottom part covered. Don't do that on these, or I mean maybe on the first layer you could do a little bit, only a little bit. Yeah, that might even be too much. It's probably good. Yeah. Then on the upper layers it doesn't matter as much. And another thing you can do is something a bit like this, maybe. Have the leaves come down like this on all the sides. Oh, there's a helicopter outside or something. You hear that? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just kind of have the leaves like come down, and it looks more like a real tree. Most trees have this. Sorry about the plane. That's really loud. That's actually really loud, or it's just really close. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't land on me, you know. Anyway, let's see how that looks. It's okay. Probably not that right there. Maybe something like this or that. There. Yeah, that's probably good. And now, yeah, that's like the main shape of the tree complete. Just mix in some other leaves. It gives it a lot more texture. I like to put them in sort of patches, I guess, throughout the whole tree. Yeah, because it just gives the tree more texture. And it makes it feel less flat in areas like this right here. You know, it feels really flat on this right here, you know. And that'll probably be solved later when we put on like stuff on top of the tree. But yeah, just kind of mix in some birch leaves, you know, going up like this. And yeah, I mean, you could use other leaves. You don't have to use birch. You could use oak, you know. I just feel like birch works better because it's a different color than oak. Anyway, yeah, so I would probably do that a bit more than me. But yeah, now onto the decorations. So we got this, these wools right here, for, I think it's called the garland. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Basically, it's like a striped thingy that, it doesn't have to be striped, I don't think. But it goes up around the tree, covers the whole thing. So I would start it off something a bit like this, and wind it up this. And another little trick that you could do is something like, okay, like this, and then you go right here, like that, and it kind of makes it look like this is on top of that, you know, instead of like totally disconnected. And also, if you have an area where they're both the same height, then put a carpet on top of the one that's going up farther, which would make it look like it's more up, sloping. Anyway, yeah, something like that. And then come up a bit farther, you know, just kind of wind your way up to the top. And once you get there, then I guess just end it off somehow like this, maybe. Yeah. And you could wrap around another one. I think I'm gonna do that right now. What color? Go with light blue. So get some light blue carpet right here, and we'll just make it completely light blue. But if you have these going up like too steep of an angle, it can really mess up the. And also, you don't want them to look flat like that, right there. Maybe something like that's a bit better. And then come up this way. And if you do have two, you might want to wind them around in a different direction than each other. There we go, something like that. Yeah, and then head up right here. I don't want this like staircase feel, like it's a staircase. I want it to wind up wards, like how it's doing right now. I think this is good. probably end it off right there. Yeah, so now we got two of them going up in a spirally shape. And on to the actual, you know, like decorations and everything. So, what I found is creeper heads and skeleton heads are the best of the heads in your inventory. You could also probably use dragon heads. That might work if you put them backwards. But yeah, they really only work if you put them backwards and don't like spam them all over the place. You know, very scarcely, maybe put like 4 or 5 in a giant tree like this. If it's not a very giant tree, you know, maybe don't put any. Maybe put 1 or 2 or something like that. Because, I mean, you know, they're not very colorful. That's the main thing that is bad about them, is just that they're not super colorful, right? If these were much more colorful, then I would use them a whole lot more. But yeah, you have to face them inward so that they don't, so you don't actually see their face, because the back of their head looks like an ornament. So does flower pots a little bit. You could totally put a flower on them. I don't really want to put any on. They kind of look like clay ornaments or something like that. So that might be something. Also cobwebs. I was thinking about cobwebs. Maybe hanging those from somewhere. Time today. Yeah. So that's those guys. Now end rods and glass. They are also very important. I'll get some glass colors. Normal glass works really well because it has like when it's just one piece of it, it kind of looks like just like it's completely see-through in certain areas. Whereas this other glass is not completely see-through. I think I'm gonna grab some. Here it is, light blue, pink maybe even orange. Yeah, because that kind of matches, you know, light blue and pink is red and white combined. Yeah, this will probably match the color palette pretty well. And you don't want to introduce a whole bunch of colors. And I just go around and stick these in places. Probably should be hanging them. Like this, maybe. But yeah, you don't want to introduce a whole lot of colors. You kind of want to stick to just a few. It'll look a lot better if you do. Yeah, so now I got a few of these guys going. Whoops. Yeah, glass panes are pretty hard to hit with your hand. Take that one out. And then end rods. End rods work basically in the same fashion as these guys, except that they give off light and really cool particles. So yeah, they're really a must for building a Christmas tree. You know, stick them in a spot like that. Or right there, or right there. No, that's got a carpet. You know, just kind of hang them all over the place. And yeah, maybe stick a few up like that. And at nighttime, it will really show that you've got these all over the place. Another cool little thing is beacons. You know, they kind of look like ornaments, and they're like, you could use totally glazed terracotta actually also. It would probably work really well. Only problem is that you'd have to have a gigantic tree to stick this in it, you know, without it looking like really out of place and gigantic. With beacons, they're actually like smaller. The glass part of it is not smaller than a block, but the rest of it, if you can nestle them in like this into the background, they look really good. Okay, right there. Or maybe I could just replace that end rod with it. Also, beacons are light sources. They're much more expensive than torches. But yeah, if this is lit up at night, it looks so much better. So yeah, stick a few beacons around, and it will look a lot better. Okay, now I got some beacons. So, and onto the star. So, this is a pretty simple design. I used it on the other tree over there. Basically, I just stuck a bunch of glass panes on like this, and I'm done. And yeah, the light shines through the bottom because of that guy. Now, if you don't have a big a tree as mine, then make a smaller star. But anyway, yeah, that's how you build them, and goodbye.